What's going on, everybody? Where my dad's at back. We're live. We just wanted to jump in real quick and say hello. And it looks like the one and only Team 757
Yep.
creator himself is on board. What's going on,
What's
man?
going on? Hey, nothing much, man. Nothing much, man. Got done doing some clientels and stuff like that from my job. So yeah, I'm back. I can sit down
Okay.
and relax for a little bit. What's
Yeah,
going
for
on?
sure. Yeah, chilling, man. Chilling. You know what it is, man. I was just telling everybody it looks like you know, we want to jump on here real quick and just say hello to everybody, let them know that we still rocking with this where my dad's at thing.
Yeah,
And
a lot of people been asking about that. I just told them like, we just need a little breathe in, breathe out session or whatever.
yeah,
Kind of we collect our thoughts, get some good ideas. We hate to come on live and not have no good topics to talk about. So I think I don't know if he said already. I think it's good to kind of jump back on Saturday. That being my birthday, have a good topics and ask the people what they want to hear and all that good stuff. So yeah.
yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I can't think of a better reason for us to sit down and chop it up and record and you know, start back up again. Your birthday, man. How old you gonna be? You mind saying?
Yeah, 28, man. 28.
28. That's what I thought. I was thinking like 25-ish, but 28. Okay,
I wish
okay.
I
That's
wish it was
right.
25, 28.
Yeah. I
Nah,
just had my 30th yesterday, so I mean,
yeah, right.
you know,
Hey, man. But the gray hairs be popping through. I think we had a conversation me way back, whatever, about if you should dye your hair, whatever.
right.
Now I'm kind of like, man, I'm just letting it rock, man. I'm just letting it go.
Yeah,
Just let it
you
go,
see,
man.
you see right here, man. I
Yep.
can't fight it, man. I can't fight it, and I've never been a person that like shave. My skin is so sensitive. If I shave, no matter what product I use, my face get irritated and stuff.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I try to trim it up. I let the head go a long time ago. So you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yep.
got the beard now. You know what I mean? I walk around just brushing the beard. So you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
let it rock. Let it
Yeah.
rock. Let it rock.
Hey man, but I know you know, we probably got a lot of stuff we want to talk about, and it's crazy because thinking about birthdays, thinking about getting older, I went and had some blood work done today, just my normal, thing, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a physical coming up. So, I know
Okay.
how important that is for you as far as like health and everything, being in the industry you're in.
Yep.
For me, it has sometimes taken a back seat as far as making sure I'm healthy and making sure I take care of
Mhm.
myself. So
Yeah.
that's something that, I went ahead and did and
Good.
tried to put it off. Look, I actually called and tried to reschedule it. I
Nah.
think it was
Nah.
yesterday. No.
Yeah.
It was Friday. Tried to call and reschedule. They was like, "Oh no, we can get you in the afternoon, no problem." I was like,
Yeah.
"I can't even. I can't even try to avoid it." So,
Right. Right.
um, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just think about that because I won't even lie, man. Here lately, and I had to be truthful. Like I've been tired. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I'm like, let me go ahead and let them
Yeah.
look at everything they can look at and try to help
Mhm.
figure out, okay, if something's going on, I want to know about it sooner than later. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I think it's harder for a lot of us black males, man. We scared to go see that doctor, man. We put it. A lot of us put it aside, man. And me being in the industry that I am, I try to tell a lot of our people, like, hey, man, especially you know us being black. We have so many things against us. If it's high blood pressure or
Right,
anything under that title, man.
right,
Our heart is a muscle. We got to make sure that it's legit. It's working, right?
right,
So, even when I get blood work done, I'm kind of like, hey, it has to get done. It
right.
might not be what you want to hear, but at least you know what you have to
Yeah,
do. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I think we all don't want to hear that when the doctor comes in, like, hey, you got this and
yeah,
this and this. You kind of like, hey,
yeah,
you hope the doctor don't say that.
yeah.
But I'm sure if you've been living and eating a healthy lifestyle, whatever, you should be on the right spectrum. I would think.
Right, right. I know the last time like I had blood work and stuff done, it came back and everything had improved. So of course
Yeah, yeah,
that was, what I'm
yeah,
saying, uplifting,
yeah,
to hear that
yeah,
I was going in the right direction.
yeah.
So just trying to continue that, I'm transparent. Like I take medication for different things, and I'm just trying to
Mhm.
move away from that if I can as soon as possible. So,
I, I,
you know,
I take mine like M and
yeah,
M's every morning, man. And look, and
yeah,
I'm a fit guy. I'm a fit
yeah, you
guy.
are,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
I just can't shake the BP, man, the blood pressure, man. It's like
right.
I could do any. I actually lost 15 pounds. I think at the beginning of the year, no, beginning of 2024, I was like in my 220 something.
Right.
Now I'm at 210 now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I lost a lot of weight. And I'm hoping that will bring my blood pressure down, but it did a little bit, but it's not to the point I got to get off the pills, though. You know what I
Right.
mean? For
Right.
me, I got to be like in my 180s probably.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
look sick. I'll look sick though.
Look,
I'll be looking crazy sick.
that's crazy. Yeah, I can't even talk about the weight part of it. Like, I look at like how my clothes fit and stuff like that. And oh, hold on. Keeping it real, KG12 says hello and what's the topic? So right
What's
now
the
we just kind of like brainstorming and catching up on what's been going on in each of our lives. We talk about some different health related stuff and just, trying to be focused on our health and not like stick our head in the sand and avoid it. Like be real
yeah.
about it because there's no point in avoiding it and suffering if we can do something about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're talking about right now, keeping it real. Yeah, man. And so, yeah, yeah, the weight part of it has always been a challenge for me. But
Yeah.
like I said, I judge on like how I feel when I'm active. Like if I go out for a long walk and I come back and I'm not worn out or I'm not winded,
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, I'm going in the right direction. If I throw on some clothes and they fit a little better, they look a little better. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Especially like start talking about like podcast pants and stuff like that. You want them to
Yeah.
fit. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's how I judge, and of course the LBs I got to get them in check too. I
Yeah.
think if I keep everything else going the right way, that will follow. So that's the
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the plan for sure.
Hey,
Yeah,
just keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure they're gonna come out with the good results, man. I'm positive on
yeah.
that, man.
Hey,
Especially
I
the way you be
appreciate
telling
that.
the way you been telling you be eating now, man. I said you eat like a bird sometimes, man. What's going
Hey, hey, hey,
on?
hey. I mean, today was crazy, but like I probably didn't do as well as I should. But on the other side, like I didn't
Yeah,
eat enough. You know what I'm saying? But I
yeah,
made sure
yeah,
to get my protein in today. So you know what I mean.
yeah.
But usually I'm big vegetable, big brown rice, and then some
Mm-hmm.
protein or whatever. But of course, just like everything, I slip. You know what I mean? I
We all
slip.
there.
So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's all good.
yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as the topics for the upcoming shows and stuff, like you were saying, we're going to jump back in on Saturday.
Yeah,
Um, if there's anybody that's jumping on, that's listening, and you have topics that you would like to hear our perspective on, that you would even like maybe us to do some research on and bring you some things. That's definitely something that we're interested in. We're interested in listening to those who listen to us and those who bless us with their attention. We want to get some feedback from y'all. I see keeping it real talking about fasting every day, small healthy snacks, then a big dinner.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. That's what I
What's your
do.
feelings about that?
I kind of do that right now.
Okay,
So my regimen, what I do is that I have my lemon ginger tea in the morning time with my water, and I fast until maybe 3 o'clock in the
okay,
afternoon. Um, and then I'll have my big dinner like around 5 o'clock. Now, if I'm going to eat something between that time, it might be like, I don't know. I might make my peanut butter blast smoothie or something like that, or crackers or something like that.
right.
I got so adapted to the thing, man. Sometimes I be asking myself before I go to bed, so did I eat today? Did I, it gets kind of bad because your
Yeah,
body gets adjusted to it. You kind of like, and you need to eat something, right?
right.
But your body's got so used to accustomed to it.
Yeah,
It be sometime my wife kind of texts me and be like, "Hey, did you eat something?" I'm kind of like, "I think I did."
yeah,
Um, but I will have to say it's just there's certain diets that work for certain people.
right.
Kind of like when you get your blood work done, they'll let you know, hey, this regimen that you're doing probably is not the best for you, right?
Okay,
You know what I
right,
mean? It just depends. It just depends on how your body works.
right,
For me, my doctor said it was okay for me, right? He was kind of like,
right.
hey, because the way that I live and the way that I work out, whatever, you know what I mean? Like I'm always walking, I'm always moving, I'm always, I'm training, exercising. He said, yeah, you're good. You're good. Just make sure that you get those supplements in,
Right.
Some people might be like, no, because you got low, I don't know, low something, whatever. You're going to faint. Like your body's
Yeah.
telling you like, hey, you can't do this.
Right.
It's not for you.
It's not gonna work.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
It's not going to work for you. So certain diets for certain people, yes. I just say get with the professional before you do the diets or whatever you choose to do. You can go on. People be pushing stuff back and forth online,
Crazy.
like this and that diet. Get with a professional first before you decide to do those things, and then go for it. You know what I mean? Just be smart with it. You don't want to put yourself in a situation, end up in the hospital, and they start doing this work saying like, well, yeah, because you hadn't been eating nothing and your blood count sugar's low. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Keeping it real, especially if you have fast metabolism, then obviously what you eat is going to be a little different. Yeah. You end up out there a little woozy, walking around looking like you don't want to do that.
No, you get those wobble legs, man. Loose legs.
People might start talking about you. Say, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah,
he was out there passing out.
Yeah, he's slurring, word slur. You know what I mean? It's like, hey,
look, you just trying to be healthy, and they mess around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got you on something.
Yeah. So yeah, crazy. But we could touch on Saturday about different diets for certain people. You know what I mean? I could do some homework. I'm not a doctor, but I can point you in the right direction. What's probably best for you for your body count measurements or whatever your blood work is.
Okay.
But yeah, we can definitely touch on that a little bit more. See about how many of us are actually afraid to see these numbers when you go to the doctor.
Right. That's the thing.
Because we I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us kind of like, I didn't say it, but Marco said it. I'm like, I'm gonna say because it be sometimes, no lie. Every time I go into the doctor office, I get white coat syndrome out the worst. Yeah. And the doctor be like, Mr. Barnes, like your blood work, your blood work is fine. He said, what's going on, man? I'm like, dude, y'all make me nervous as heck, man. I said, every time I go to my office and do my blood pressure be like 132 or 129, whatever. I get here, it's like 150 something, 149. They was like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then they'd be like, well, I'm going to put you on this pill. I'm like, look, man, I actually told her one time, I'm like, hey, look, y'all got to stop by throwing pills at me, man. Like, it's because the side effects of these pills, man, it does take a toll on me.
Does.
Like, I actually got to take mine like early in the morning, because if I take it like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, whatever, I be feeling woozy as heck, especially, and that's what I'm saying. If I choose to fast that day, God, it's the worst feeling in the world, man. It feel like my blood pressure is high, but it's not high. It's just because it's dropping so low, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I hate feeling this way. You know what I mean? But I'm doing it, whatever, because my body needs it, whatever. I mean, it's something that needs to be done. And some people who even have the blood pressure pills don't want to take it. I told them, hey, man, if you're prescribed to it, they're professionals, right? It's like saying somebody come to me and be like, hey, you should do this type of exercise. Hey, man, I've been doing this for 20-something years. I'm not going to tell doctors what to do. You're kind of like, hey, he knows best. I'm going to follow the guidelines from the doctor. Suppose that.
Right. And then like keeping it real was saying like you can always get a second opinion too. So if you go and you take the time, you speak with a doctor, a professional, it's just like anything else. If that doctor, that professional tells you something and you want to find something else out, you can ask them or ask somebody else. You can go to somebody else. Yeah. So and it's not like you're going to somebody else to hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't keep shopping for a doctor until somebody tells you, oh, no, you can do, you know what I'm saying? Because you could probably find a doctor that will tell you certain things, but you want to make sure that you're being honest about why is it that you're seeking a second opinion. I recently I took a tumble and I went and had an x-ray done, and when they took the x-ray, I felt like they didn't x-ray the spot that I was telling them the concern was in, right? So that's exactly what I did. I said, okay, this is good information. I'm going of course do my due diligence and find out if I need to go get more x-rays or
Yeah,
whatever like that because
yeah, yeah.
they didn't think I needed those x-rays, but um
No,
I was like I'm gonna watch it and see how it goes, and if I
yeah,
need to go somewhere else, I'll go somewhere else. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, good. Yeah. Like you said, don't be shopping around,
right,
but you do have the right for an
yeah,
opinion. But like, hey, I think that, and I mean, it's kind of like what I told him. I'm like, they wanted to put me on another bottle. I said, nah. I said, hey, look, I'm going to let this ride out.
right,
I'll come see you in 4 months.
right,
And, I said,
right.
I guess I'll lose some more weight if I need to.
Right.
But I said, I'm not doing that to myself.
I
Um,
feel you.
and my doctor, he's a good doctor. And I've been with him for a while, but I know the doctors before I came to land when I worked on a cruise ship, he was from South Africa, right? So he knew more about black males and what we need.
Got you.
And before I got on the ship, I was seeing somebody of the opposite race, and I gave him my paperwork, and he was like, "Hey," and at the time, I think I was like 24, 25,
Right.
and he was like, "Hey, look, you gotta get off these pills." It scared me. He said, "You gotta get off these pills." I'm like, "Well, they told me I had to take it."
Right.
He said, "But you can do it this way,
Right.
and your blood pressure is going to drop." And I'm like, "Look, I'm just telling you what he said. For me to be on the ship, I have to take this." So
Right.
he wrote down his pad, whatever. He said, "When you get off of Miami, we're going to go off to a hospital and we're going to get stuff checked out."
Wow.
And I went there, and this is what they told me. They said, like, "We're taking you off this pill, that pill." He
Right.
said, and I was like, "Okay, I'll just do what they told me to do," because they said if
Yeah.
I can't be on a cruise ship, and they said like this is actually making it worse.
Wow.
And that's when I found out I was taking lisinopril, and it was messing
Right.
me up. Because I told him I was feeling kind of like, he said, "Yeah, you're feeling this way because this," and I'm like, "Oh." So they took me off. I lost the weight.
Right.
Man, my blood pressure was looking like 120 something. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow.
But when I got off the ship, came on land, got my doctor. Of course, it was kind of high. They put me on this pill, and then that turned to that pill.
Right.
And sometimes I question. They be like, you know what? Should I see a different opinion? But at the same time, kind of like, I'm gonna let it rock. I'm gonna let it rock.
Right. Right.
But I sometimes I do scare myself, like, hey, I wonder if I'm doing internal damage.
Right.
I might be healthy as an ox. And I'm
Right.
taking
Right.
these
Right.
pills,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
In the
Right.
long run, I'm gonna be like, hey, like this is wrong, that's wrong. But I trust the doctor, so I'm kind of like, I'm gonna ride with it until I really feel like, hey, maybe I need to go see a second
Right.
opinion, whatever, and be like, hey, let's take a look.
Right.
I put my trust in the doctor as I wish a client put a trust in me for PT. So
Right.
that's why I keep on saying, like, all right, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. If I feel like if I drop to 108 something pounds, my blood pressure's too high. I'm like, we got a problem, doc. Like this is
Right.
this is kind of scary.
Yeah. It can be scary for sure. It looked like keeping it real is rolling out. He said
Yep.
lunch is here, so no, I understand that. Go get you something to eat. Yeah, for real, for real. Yeah, yeah. And definitely check out the podcast if you get a chance.
Yep.
Where My Dad's At podcast. We've got some episodes, of course, on YouTube, Spotify,
Yep.
Apple Podcast. So you can definitely find us there and keep checking back in with us. Let us know if there's something that you want us to talk about. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, man.
So of course we touched on the physical. We always touch on the physical, and we always make a point to touch on the mental. So
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? How's that been going? Because I know it's been rough for me. I won't even lie to you.
I'm not gonna lie to you either. So I think our last podcast, I don't know. Did we talk about my new position I have now for the South of the Rose YMCA? I don't think we did or not. I'm not really
I
sure.
think we talked about it, but you really hadn't been in the role,
Yeah.
so I don't think
wasn't
we
in the
got
role
too
yet,
much
so
into it.
Yeah, so now that I'm in the role now, it took a toll on me. I recently just went back to therapy 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
All right. I stopped going because I was so busy. And that
Right.
was my fault. I should have made time for my mental, and I didn't. And my therapist said that she's glad that I admit to it, because she could tell that my anxiety kicked back in like crazy. She said when I first got in there, like I didn't take a breath. She said like it was like everything
Just like,
piling up. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
She let me ride it out. She let
Right.
me ride it out. What she knew was like you should have can't see me more soon. And I'm like, you're absolutely right.
Wow.
With the
Wow.
position, it's a good position. I love my position, but it comes with more uh, job roles, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I find myself now sometimes, I'm trying to use the right word for it, doing other people's job duties with what they shoot. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the person I am, I'll do it
Right.
because that's just the person I am.
Right.
But at the end, it kind of bears on me.
Yeah.
I think
For sure.
I think I came to you 2 weeks ago to give me a crash lesson about editing videos. I'm like, dude, like they want me now to be in this, like, people that edit videos. And if everybody hasn't noticed, on the Portsmouth Wine Facebook page, we're filled up with videos,
Right.
pictures, clips. And I'm
Right.
like, it's me
Right.
every week. That's
Right.
on
Right.
my
Yeah, I've been
downtime.
noticing.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
my downtime, whatever, I'll be in my bedroom on my
Yeah.
laptop, like editing, right? And then
Right.
you taught me the magic of iMovie, whatever, and corporates asked me like, how are you getting all this done so quick? I'm like, dude, I got a crash course with my boy, like, my co-host. Well, 30 minutes top, and
Right.
it took y'all 2 hours and 30 to try to break down something to me that could have been broken down simple. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Right.
So people have been sending me videos. I'm editing. I'm doing my job duties as well. I'm doing fundraisers. We just, and then after that, I come back and I do my business. I can't let my business go
Right.
down as well, Team
Right.
Mark or whatever, right?
Right.
And I still got to be a father, and I still got to be a husband,
Right.
And it took a toll on me, man. That's why when you was kind of like, let's pump the brakes a little bit, for
Yeah.
the podcast. I'm kind of like, hey, I understand because I was going through it. So,
Right.
yeah, man, we can touch more base about that
Yeah, for
on
sure.
Saturday, man. 'Cause, like, I'm like, hey, because, yeah, I definitely mental was not in the right state of mind.
Right.
I think
Right.
right after I
Right.
got back from with me when I was in Miami, they sent me the email, and that's when I started my job duties when I got back.
Right. Right. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I remember us sitting down and talking about the editing and stuff like that. But I've seen
Yep.
some of the stuff you putting out there, so
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You definitely doing your
I,
thing. You definitely doing your
I,
thing, and
I,
I
I give
know
myself I give myself a C minus.
really.
It was a couple of them that were so long that I had to
Right.
go in there and kind of cut certain things, but I didn't want to cut out the good part. And I'm kind of
Right.
like, God, and I had to undo it. I'm kind of like, okay, let's hold on. Let me split this, push it to the
Right.
side real quick. And I'm kind of like, I don't like that though. And I'm getting kind of like you. I'm kind of like, I'm sitting
Yeah.
there, and Marco, my son's in the background. I'm kind of like, Dad, no, that was good. I'm like, no, man, it gotta be perfect,
Yeah.
not good. It gotta be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they noticed that too, because I did one for Norfolk Academy girl, and I put the microphone on her.
I
I said,
saw
look,
it. I saw
I'm
it.
gonna count you in like 3, 2, 1. When I point at you, you
What?
go. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
And she was like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it, but it be sometimes you gotta be like, hey guys, because now I send an email to everybody saying like, don't send me no video that has not been edited. I said I would send it, and that's come. I put my foot down. I said I would send it back,
Right.
and I have. I'm like, dude, you gotta. Nope. So I just send it right back. Now they kind of getting hit, kind of like, okay, he's not gonna do my work for him. I said, no, I ain't doing your work. I would touch it up and make
Right.
it look a little better, but at
Right.
least you can. If somebody's walking in the background, you can at least pick
Yeah.
that part. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. There's some videos people walking in front of the person. I'm like, oh, come on, man!
You're like, I can't use this.
I can't use this.
Yeah.
I had to send it back. So you got to do another video, man. It's like kids like walking and jumping. I'm like, dude, how will you think to send this to me? I'm like, that's what I'm dealing with.
Okay. All right. But I
Yeah.
could tell it's definitely a lot on your plate, but I could tell by what you're putting out there and everything. Like your face kind of lit up when you were talking about it. So I could tell, if it wasn't for the time issue and trying to squeeze it all in,
Mhm.
it's definitely something that you want to excel at and you want to get better at for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But like I said, it's because of you, right? It took you 30 minutes compared to me sitting in, and which was kind of strange. I'm kind of like, dude, how in the world? Because they were trying to explain to me how I was doing on Canvas, and I'm like, dude,
Okay.
and I'm sitting there like, yo, this, like, you got to go to this toolbar,
Right.
take the video, put it there, that, and I'm kind of like, yo, this is wild, man.
Okay.
And then, and it's funny when you said use this, I'm kind of like, all right, cool. And my boy was like, yeah, I use iMovie too, and I'm like,
Right.
well, how nobody told me this?
Right.
So this is crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, especially if it's a video you took yourself.
Yeah.
But even if somebody sends you a video, you can always pull it into there. But yeah, I mean, there's all kind of different tools. There's all kind of free tools, all kind of paid tools, and of course, as you venture into it more, whatever you want to dive into, we can, you know what I'm saying? We can learn it together for real.
Well, the way I'm going, whatever, when I get my business going, whatever, I can be on the laptop, man, editing videos and stuff, whatever, at the same time, training somebody, like, hey, let me get this shit off real quick.
Yeah.
But I feel confident of doing that role. At first, I was kind of, sketchy, whatever, when they were saying, like, hey, we want you to be in charge of the social media page. And I was kind of like, God, man, like, all right, cool. Like,
that's a lot.
It kind of hit me with a right hook, cause I'm thinking, like, I gotta make sure that thing is good, whatever, right? But a lot of people have been telling me, like, this is the first time in a while we see a lot on Portsmouth page. And somebody pointed out, he said, yeah, because Marco's in charge now. So people do come to my office, give me kudos and stuff like that. So that's my award, be like, hey, Marco, we appreciate, putting Portsmouth back on the mat and stuff. And I told everybody, it's just the beginning. I actually did a minute and 30-second documentary of a woman who had a stroke maybe a couple of years back, who just got back in, whatever. And she did her story. So I really took my time on that, and I submitted it, and they loved it, right? Stuff like that. If it's a personal story, I'm not gonna BS the project. So I really take my my time with it, So I really take my passion when I do stuff like that.
Right. That's the kind of stuff I love, man. So I love to hear that. Whenever you can share somebody's story, that's going to be somebody overcoming something, man, like that, and then the amount of people that will touch and reach and help is just you can't even begin, because you won't ever know. You won't necessarily get feedback on every person who saw it or heard about it and then change their life because of it. But it's real. It's real. It's real. So yeah. So that's kind of one of the things too that I think that we can do with where my dad's at, is we can share people's, testimonies and triumphs and different things like that to help people. Cause I know it helps me to hear somebody, that makes it through something, to deal with something. I mean, and of course we can help each other to go through things together. But it's real good to see other people, cause then you kind of say, okay, all right. It's possible. We can do this. So, yeah.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
For sure. You said that word documentary. I love documentaries, man.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. I love it.
As soon as I get A+ better with all this, I think I'm gonna do my own documentary. I'm gonna go around and get some old stuff from when I was younger to now, whatever. I said that'd be a cool project, whatever they do. Where I start from, from Germany, or like kind of like my first podcast with you, whatever. Make it like a documentary or whatever. You know what I mean? Have Marco play a little me. You know what I mean? So stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that'd be pretty cool. Like a little stuff to put out on Facebook, whatever. Something fun. Something fun.
Yeah. Nah, that's There's a lot that we can do. There's a lot that can come from, just thinking about your experiences and sharing experiences and stuff like that. So we definitely gonna do that. And I see some people jumping in. I just want to say thank y'all for jumping in. We want to say thank you. Thank you for checking us out. Please drop us a line where my dad's at podcast, here on Instagram. Follow the Instagram page. Follow Team 757 Instagram page, and just drop us a line as you think of things and you come across things, or you want to share something from your personal experience. Let us know about it, because we can definitely get it out there, and there's somebody that will help, somebody that it will encourage. So, that's a big part of it. So, well, I'm we haven't talked lately, but it's good to see you. You looking like, you're positive and everything. So I'm glad to see that. Yeah, man.
I'm getting myself, my normal self back. I think once we get back in the routine, I'll feel more, almost complete. But yeah. I think getting back. I know every time I go to the gym, Seth Nolan asks him like, "Hey man,
Yeah,
where's the podcast at?"
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I said,
yeah,
we're coming back.
yeah,
Or I get some of my
yeah.
members, regular clientele, like, "Hey man, did y'all stop? Y'all quit?" I'm like, "No,
Right.
not that." I said, "No, we're good. I said, "We never." I said,
Nope.
we ain't no quitters, man. No, never quit." You
Nope.
know, and that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing, right? Kind of like,
Yeah.
hey man, we need that where my dad's at fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we need our
Yeah.
fix, whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like they enjoy it, man. So I'm kind of like we got y'all, we got you, we got something coming up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think Saturday, whatever, we'll sit down, chat it up, record. You know, it's my birthday. We can cheers a little bit, whatever.
Right.
You know, and take it right there. You know, I
Yeah.
gotta. I would say this would be my last year of my 30s. So I gotta make sure I do it
Let's
up,
go.
whatever. So
Let's
yeah.
go.
So I'm gonna. I'd rather break it in with my chair with my co-host.
Yeah.
Let's just say. So
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I'll
all I need.
be honored.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
honored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
To help you
Yeah.
in the last years in
Yeah.
your 30s. You know what I'm saying? Come to
So
the
that
next year.
that
You be in a 40 club, and yeah.
yep. 40-40, the 40-40, the
Yeah. The
40-40
40
club.
40. That's
So
funny.
I'll be good.
That's
That'd probably
funny.
be my best. That'd be my best gift, man. Just to do the podcast show, man. Chill out,
Yeah.
man. That's all I really need, man. I guess that tells you my age, whatever. I don't need all the hurrah stuff, whatever. I'm a very simple guy, man. So
Right.
yeah.
That's what's
Very
up. That's
simple.
what's
Very
up.
simple, man.
So I will go ahead and put it out there that we've got some episodes that are up on YouTube
Yeah.
that aren't available as audio podcasts. So we definitely gonna get those posted here coming up soon. And you know, I think between now and when we put out the Saturday episode, we
Hmm.
might put together a little highlight reel from all of the episodes.
Yeah,
Put
cool.
together some stuff that make people cry and laugh,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. So
Sure.
yeah.
I
So
can,
we'll go ahead and
we can
drop
do a
that for people.
tearjerker. Do a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah,
tearjerker.
yeah. We could drop a little. Yeah, we could drop a little something. So you know what I
Yeah.
mean. You know, I like to make people cry and laugh, but not being mean to them. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like,
no, because I think in the past we had a couple personal notes. We had a
yeah,
lot of funny ones too as
for
well. You
sure,
know what I mean?
for sure.
I had some good friends that came on. You know, get them. You know,
Yeah,
do a little snippet clips with them, whatever.
definitely.
So yeah, I think. Hey man, you're the master of that, man. I'll come over. We can do it together, man. I'm learning from you anyway,
Yeah,
right? So it's like,
yeah.
so it's. I think everything we did so far is awesome. I really do. I think we just, you know, I think a lot of people they don't know
Yeah,
about us. I
yeah.
think the
That's what I think too.
locals
Yeah.
do. But
Yeah.
like I said, I think when I sent out the last one to my friend, like in Canada, he was like, "Man, I didn't even know
Right,
you was doing a podcast." I'm like, "Yeah." So he said to his friends in Canada, they was like,
right.
"Well, he said we didn't know, we can't find him nowhere." And then he showed, he let him know. He was like,
Let
"Hey
them
man, you
know.
can find
Yeah,
him." So he's from the States. Like,
right,
yeah. You know what I mean? Stuff
right,
like that. And
right.
it's majority my fault because I should have been doing more publicity on my side, whatever. But now I'm learning on my job. Now I'm kind of like, hey, let's do it like
Yeah,
this and get it out there, right?
yeah,
Because we just need to reach different platforms. You
right.
know what I mean? And I just got we just got to learn how to push it more and tell
Yeah,
our people who follow us, hey man, tell this
yeah.
person to
Spread
share
it.
that video with
Right,
them. Hey, just share it with them. Be like, hey man, this is Marco and Will, man, where my dad's at, whatever. You know what
right,
I mean? Like, come
right.
check them out, stuff like that. You know, I think when we hit that platform and stuff, it'll get known. We'll get known.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
sweat on it. I'm not
Facts.
gonna
Yeah.
sweat it on it.
No,
Yep.
nope, nope. I'm not worried about it at all. That's one thing that I definitely said. If we keep going, that you know, the purpose of the show, it'll get out there and it'll be used like it's supposed to be used. It'll get spread and shared like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So I'm
When
definitely
it's when it's our time, it'll be our time,
yeah,
right? We'll know.
yeah.
We'll know, all right?
Yeah,
So,
facts. Yeah, so we're gonna keep at it. We're gonna bring y'all some new episodes coming up here. You know, spring is when we start to really kick off anyway. So
uh,
you know what I
yes, we
mean?
can be
That's
out. We can be outside.
yeah,
I'll be outside with the sunshade, with shorts
yeah,
and stuff like that, man.
yeah. The people who have watched the show, they know where we like to be. We like to be somewhere where the grill is grilling,
Yeah.
the pool is pooling,
Yep.
and we get to
Yep.
chill.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yep.
is
Yep.
that who I think it is
Yeah.
back there?
And you know he got to make his camera. He just got back from school, whatever, man.
Oh,
He heard your voice. And he sees
yeah,
live. He's kind of like, oh, I got to make my
yeah,
appearance. He's doing his hair and stuff. Yeah, like, oh, hold on, gotta get myself good.
Yeah, he the reason we got any followers to begin with. He the voice of the pod. So
he's the one that says, like, follow, subscribe.
He always
knows all
let
that.
them
know. He knows all the terminology that me and you be forgetting. Like I don't know.
Hey, tell him y'all get together. Tell him he got to work on something new for these upcoming episodes. He got to bring something new, whatever different. Out there that's new. We need him to be that. Okay, we need him to bring that to us. So I don't know. Yeah.
That's his homework assignment.
That's what it is.
Man, I'm gonna give him some homework assignment. Like, hey, man, come on, something new, man.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and playing on Saturday, maybe jumping back on live, maybe Friday, just to remind the people. And we're gonna go ahead and get it done. We're gonna keep brainstorming ideas. Anybody who's on, anybody who sees this, if you think of ideas, shoot it to either one of us via the Instagram. Again, where my dad's at on Instagram, Team 757 on Instagram. Y'all know what it is. Where my dad's at. We right here, yo.
Right here, yo. All right, man.
All right, y'all. I'll let you. Take care.